Morning, everybody. MLR Group of Institutions welcomes all the engineering aspirants and their parents for this talk on Fit for Future from Day 1, Prepare for Life as well as the job. So, we today are organizing this to our talk on Fit for Future from Day 1 by Professor Shanmugam Shivaraman, who is the founder director of Design Desk Private Limited, located in Chennai. Before we start, let us just have some understanding about why we are here and why this program is all about. So, as the slogan goes, let's go, invent tomorrow, instead of worrying what happened yesterday. It is given by Steve Jobs, wherein we say to all the participants that whatever has happened yesterday, because some of you felt that you would have got admission in IITs or let's say NITs or whatever the places. Forget about where you are, where you were, and now start inventing for your tomorrow from day onwards. So most of you have taken, and many of you are still in a dilemma to consider which college or to consider which kind of courses. So today, we, MLR Group of Institutions, would like to tell you what courses we offer and what one has to look at in the colleges when one has to choose a college. So let me briefly play one video about our college. Let us have that video.
ఇక మీతోటి నీలే బీలే
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, sound is not audible. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. The sound is not audible. Please, can you raise the volume?
Dear participants, we are sorry for the technical glitch because we are trying to connect from the YouTube regarding the profile of our institute. So by then, before our engineers solve that issue, let me just introduce the MLR group of institutions. Once again, MLR group of institutions extends a warm welcome to you all. So as you understand, MLR is known for innovation. It's empowering through innovative technologies. Because of this COVID conditions, many of you are slightly doubtful whether to visit the college or should we take some time to know about the college. Because most of you have self-reported, but we have noted that you haven't come to the campus. And the persons who are sitting in front of the computers to understand about the colleges, for them this is the picture, a view of our institute. So we have a vision, we have a mission, and with integrity, commitment, quality, teamwork, execution with passion that MLR Institute is moving forward. Our vision is to promote academic excellence, research, innovation, and entrepreneurial skills to produce graduates with human values and leadership qualities to serve the nation. We are here to provide the student-centric education, and we would like to train your people on the cutting-edge technologies to make you globally competitive as well socially responsible citizens. So we at MLR institutions offer 4-year BTech programs in aeronautical engineering, computer science and engineering, civil engineering, electronics and communication engineering, information technology, mechanical engineering, electrical and electronics engineering, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and computer science information technology. So, as you all understand, today the buzzword is all about the new technologies, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Apart from these UG courses, we also offer some PG courses in aerospace engineering, CAD/CAM, computer science and engineering, embedded systems, digital systems and computer electronics, as well as thermal engineering, and a 2 year Master of Business Administration program. And I proudly announce that our MBA course got fourth rank in India in this particular MBA program. So let me talk to you all about how we are special and what is the unique educational framework that we follow. This is an integrated approach towards getting excellence. So we feel excellence is not about getting 90 and above percentage of marks, but there are many other aspects. It's a 360 degrees development of a person in which academic excellence is a part of it. So academic excellence, personality development, community and care, sports excellence, visual and performing arts, entrepreneur and leadership, innovation and creativity, universal values and ethics, and the skill development. These are the things which are nurtured at our institute. So, in order to get all these things, how are we tackling this? So, we have some innovative practices starting from the first year onwards, like the project based learning, scope, which is called as School of Programming Excellence, which exclusively trains the students in developing their programming skills. And very proudly, I would like to put forth before you people that one of our IT students, Ms. Kirti, has won the award of Queen of Neural Hackathon, which was announced 15 days back, which is a very proud moment for us. And these are all the things that are fruits of our innovative product practices and products that we are doing. We have something called as COTS, which is called as concept-oriented tutorials, which is focused towards building the students' strategic knowledge. And there is a special program called as EPICS, which is called as Engineering Projects and Community Service, which is in association with Purdue University. It encourages the students in pursuit of engineering for community improvement, because ultimately whatever we do is for the betterment of our society, of our community. Then SPEED is a platform where students they get involved in the development of engineering education with that SPEED. The acronym for SPEED is Students Platform for Engineering Education Development, which empowers the students to become a factor of change in engineering education. And we have many students who have come out of this SPEED program and who are the leaders. They are not just recognized nationally but internationally. As well, chalk and talk method is the old method. Now we follow certain learning methodologies which makes the students active in the class, which promotes the critical thinking. These are some of the innovative practices that we follow at our institute. And proudly, few of the MOUs that we have done with national as well as international institutes, I would like to put forth before you. MOUs with Central Institute of Tool and Design, National Research Development Corporation, ITE and ITNC Department, Government of Telangana, T-Hub Foundation Hyderabad, IIT Hyderabad, And there are many like Indian School of Business, Varmani Foundation, Pallis Srijana, Tata Technologies, and many more. So these MOUs help us to understand and go nearer to the industry. Because as you all understand, there is a gap between industry and academia. But we could successfully, to some extent or to major extent, fill this gap between the industry and academia. As well, as you can see, National Aerospace Laboratories, exclusively this focuses on aeronautical students. Then Dassault Systems, Indo-US collaboration for engineering education, which talks about how the world looks at engineering education and what are the developments that are happening across the world. And one more time, one more proud moment is that we are the winners of the award, Transformers of Engineering Education, that was given by IUCEE. As well, we are partners with Microsoft, Tech Mahindra, Oracle, Tata Advanced Systems, IBM, Boeing, Idea Labs, National Instruments, Techies, Ares Labs, and many more. And we have seen that the students are keen about becoming entrepreneurs. We have seen many students who have come out with their entrepreneurial skills and come out with many startups. So in order to encourage the students and give them some guidelines and make their path easy as well as fruitful, we have some MOUs. So you can see, as I have already mentioned, we have Varmani Foundation, which is a huge network for the entrepreneurship. Confederation of Indian Industry, which talks about what the Indian industry is looking out and what are the future jobs in. And that's the reason we are bringing in new courses into our curriculum. Like when we visit Hyderabad, there are few important places like Charminar, like Golconda, like Birla Temple. At this institute, we also have one beautiful place which one must definitely visit. It is called as the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Other name of it is Srishti, making ideas happen. So here we have beautiful prototypes that are developed by our students, and very proudly one more time I announce that our students won many competitions competing with IITs, and all these are from this Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So some of the milestones is that we received the Best Institution Award by Virtusa, and this is because not of the infrastructure but because of the students who are working at Virtusa. All the students who were recruited by Virtusa from our institute have bagged the number one position, and that's the reason our institute has given the Best Institution Award. As well, Virtusa has come forward in establishing a center of excellence on cloud computing AWS, and this is for the 2020 batch people. We have also signed an MOU with EPAM Systems in order to facilitate the students in software engineering best practices. And this is one among the only two colleges in Telangana state. And we are shortlisted as a nodal center for, by the Sonata software for their recruitment. As well, we have PLM center that facilitates the training of students on product lifecycle management. This is by Tata Technologies. And very proudly, we say we are progressive, forward-looking, positive, enthusiastic, vibrant community at MLRIT, empowering through innovative technologies. So let's have a view of the campus. I hope by now our technical team has solved. Otherwise, also we can just move forward with the program. Yeah, many of
Morning,
you are
ma'am.
having certain doubts. Like, after joining this engineering, after my 4 years of course, how will I settle in my life? Or how will I be future ready? What are the things that I need to take care when I do my 4 years of course? How should I plan my 4 years of study? Should I be concentrating only on books? Should I be concentrating on products? That means practical life. or should I be concentrating on enjoyment? Because engineering, generally people feel it's all about enjoyment. After 2 years of struggle at your intermediate, you feel that you all are free to move. Of course, you are free, but there are certain things that you need to take care for these 4 years to settle down in the next 50 years of your life. So here we have an eminent person who's going to speak to you all on fit for the future from day one. Prepare for life and job. So I invite Professor Shanmugam Shivaraman, who's the founder director of Design Desk India Private Limited from Chennai. Let me briefly talk about his competencies and how big is his profile. Shanmugam Shivaraman completed his bachelor's degree in automobile engineering from Institute of Road and Transport Technology, E-Road, in 1988. He completed his master's degree in automobile engineering from Madras Institute of Technology, Chennai, in 1991. He is an engineer, an entrepreneur, a volunteer, and an instructor. And more, he is a student lover. So, he's a founder director, as already mentioned. This Design Desk India Private Limited is an engineering services company which was started in 1993. And this company has completed about 3,400 plus projects, 150 plus products, and 9 consulting assignments for the companies in India and abroad as well. He has worked extensively in design thinking, engineering design, and reverse engineering. He is a specialist in it. His current interest is in artificial intelligence in the application areas of autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and in-machine condition monitoring. He was a keynote speaker in the Product Development and Management Association's 29th PDMA International Conference held at San Diego, USA. He is the Management Committee member of SAE India and past chairman of SAE India Southern Section. So we heartily welcome you, sir, for this talk. I now request Professor Shanmugam, sir, to please take over. Before I call upon our uh, guest for today, I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. K. Srinivas Rao Garu, to please address the gathering. Sir has had a meeting, so I was slightly doubtful whether our principal sir will be joining or not, but just now he finished his meeting and he has joined us. So I welcome Dr. K. Srinivas Rao Garu to please address the participants, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Please, Shanmugam sir is in the line, but he is not able to unmute himself. Please make him as a co-host.
Principal sir, Dr. K. Srinivas Rao sir is with us. As I mentioned, he was in a meeting, important meeting, but he just joined us. So I welcome our principal, Dr. K. Srinivas Rao sir, to please address the participants about their future things and how what care needs to be taken while selecting the college or while selecting the course and the other parameters. May I request our principal, Dr. K. Srinivas Rao to please speak few words?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone here, and Radhika ma'am also. Please, Radhika ma'am, please, Shanmugam sir is in the line. Please make him as a co-host. Am I audible, ma'am? నాకొద్దు షణ్ముగం సార్కి ఇవ్వండి.
Yeah, once again, I welcome our guest for today's talk, Professor Shanmugam Shivaraman, who is the founder director of Design Test Media Private Limited, to please share his views, and it is his talk on Fit for Future from Day-1. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. It's a pleasure. I need to get my presentation. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, MLRIT management, chairman, secretary, principal, head of the departments, faculty friends, and student friends. It's a pleasure to be with you today to share my experiences with you. So let us look at this what do you call it, today's topic, Fit for Future from Day-1. Basically, our ancient education system was not like what it is today. If you go through the scriptures, so there were like 4 kind of stages through which a human being will evolve through. A stage where they are prepared, brahmacharya, and then a stage where is a grahastha, then there is a vanaprastha, and then finally there is a stage sannyasa. So this is how education and the life was looked at actually. But then we have moved away from that long ago to various reasons. So the current education system is preparing the students, but preparing for some specific goal of what we call passing exams. Okay, how much does this prepare for life and job? I'm just really speaking, we can improve a lot. There is a scope for improving a lot actually. So let me start the session with the current what do you call the situation, the current state. See, most of the engineering students, basically there are different surveys, and this was also discussed in the Parliament of India sometime in July, August 2019, where like some 50% of the students are employed or 30% of the student employed, like that, different statistics. But let us not get into this because that's very difficult to understand the sources of these numbers. And validity and many parameters are at play. So let us understand one thing. There is unemployment and underemployment. That is clear. And most of the students who claim they get into a job, but the education system has not produced them for that kind of a job. That is basically, we call it as underemployment. Okay. So this is the two challenges, unemployment and underemployment. The unemployment is a larger problem because a person needs to get a job so that he can settle in life, actually. And there are two requirements. One is about the quantity part of life, and the other one is the quality part of life. Right. So unemployment means both will suffer. Underemployment, yeah, some income is there, yeah, because he has a job. But then, the quality part of the life will definitely suffer. So that means, the current, students or the future graduates, they need to be prepared for life and a job from day one. This is very, very important. And I'm an entrepreneur for last, 27 years, actually. And I'm seeing this firsthand every day as a person from industry. I also had a very brief stint in academia for about 4 years, about a year in a government college, and in private college for about 2.5 years. So this is what do you call, gives me some what do you call, kind of a legitimacy to share that what is my experience and how this experience is or will be useful to the fresh students who are entering into the college today. So there must be a goal. The goal must be everybody must get an employment. There is no second opinion about that. To get an employment, if you look at the current system, education system, if you there is a gap, okay, between the current system and the system which can get you what we call employment or job. And this gap can be broadly classified in three major areas. One is related to competency, other one is related to experience, the third one is related to evidence. Okay, so competency, experience, and evidence. We also need to look at the teaching and learning process itself. So first, let us discuss about teaching. Then we will talk about learning, and then we will look at what kind of changes are required in these two things, actually, teaching and learning. And finally, so what does it is required to prepare a young, fresh from school students to prepare them for life. That starts from today, actually. You need to become a professional in the next 2 to 4 years. To become a professional, what needs to be done? So there are certain things, actually. First, we need to understand what is a profession or occupation or vocation. So because if we don't understand this, then we will get into some kind of a definition problem. So the around 1500 AD, a person was what do you call he said, or he proposed, actually. His name is Martin Luther. This person was in Germany, This person said actually the profession or vocation or an employment is a calling, because those days they said the only vocation is only it's a calling. It's a calling means you need to dedicate yourself, right? And this was Martin Luther. Okay, but then they came with the what do you call major change actually. Okay, instead of focusing more on religion, because those days education was taught in monasteries and mutts, and they were centers of learning. And till 1450, when the Gutenberg came with a printing press, actually education was thought of only can be delivered in a monastery and in a mud, because the necessary infrastructures were there, not like what it is today. And when printing press came, okay, we could make books. And subsequently, you'll be surprised actually, Martin Luther became an advisor to the Prussian king, and he could bring in some educational reforms in Germany. Please understand, this is 1500. And that education system is the foundation of what you see today in Germany. This is one of the most developed countries in every parameters of measure. But then around 1800, there is a person by name William Humboldt. This person could bring in the vocational system. All right. So that means when we compare our history, Indian history also, till 16 or 1700, India is one of the most what do you call prosperous country in the world. Okay. And this is by not any stretch of imagination. Look at our temples. Look at our dance and art forms. Look at our music actually. This is one of the most evolved actually. Okay. And but then we lost actually, right? And obviously we need to go back to our roots and take some some of the things which are relevant for today, and those which are relevant for today must be need to be taken in, right? So this is where we need to get our teaching and learning process straightened up actually, right? So let me what do you call move on to the first slide. This is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This Maslow, his full name is Abraham Maslow, is a psychologist by education and training. This person came with a needs hierarchy, right? And this is about human beings. Every human being, he said actually, there are 5 needs, 5 levels of needs actually. The lowest level are the, what do you call, if you really look at the physiological level, every human being need air, water, food, health, sleep. So all these things is, we call it as physiological. And the second need is for safety, shelter, and stability. The third level is the need for love, belonging, family, inclusion. The fourth level is ego, the need for self-esteem, power, control, recognition. And the fifth level is the need for development, creativity, and growth. Okay, if you look at our current education system, this system prepares students for exams, for passing exams. This system is not preparing our students for life. If it is preparing our students for life, then the education system must address all these needs actually. Whereas it is only addressing the basic needs, physiological and safety, right? Those of them who get an employment after 4 years of education, not 4 years actually, in fact, if you consider the school plus college, it is 12 plus 4, 16 years of education. Finally they get a job. They get a job with about anywhere between 2 to 5 lakhs kind of salary. Okay, a comparable engineer in US is getting anything around 66,000 US dollar at the lowest and 1,50,000 US dollar at the highest. The median salary for an engineer in US is around 89,000 US dollar as per US Department of Labor. Now, okay, that's nowhere near our salaries in India, right? But unfortunately, the competition is global today. An engineer in India can freely move anywhere as per GATE and World Trade Organization agreements where India is a signatory. So therefore, the education system must address all the needs actually, not only the basic needs actually, right? So instead of what you call let us look at what we really require and how that can be accomplished. There are two things involved actually. The world is changing for better, okay, and in certain areas, but these changes are coming very fast. Dr. Radhika shared that artificial intelligence is coming in a big way, a technology which is going to touch every human being on this planet. Whether we are going to like it or not, everybody will be touched by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. No question. But this is going to affect each human being in different way. If you are in a very low, what you call strata, right? If you have not gone to school, that's not a big deal. But you have gone to school, you have gone to a college, and you have been prepared for, let's say, 16 years for your career, you will be seriously impacted because of this new emerging technologies. The pace with which the changes are coming is very difficult even to predict. That means essentially it is going to take a bit of time for academia to adjust to these needs. So there is a very interesting statement. It is called VUCA world actually. Right? VUCA is volatile, uncertain, chaotic. Yeah. So in that kind of an environment, the educational systems are asked to prepare students. Right? How do you prepare for a VUCA world? It's very difficult actually, unless you prepare the students like a commando. We all know, or we are all exposed to the NSG commandos, in 2611 in Mumbai. When they entered into the Taj Hotel, till then there were death actually. The moment they entered into the Taj Hotel, there was not even one death. Basically, we are talking about the guest in the hotel. Of course, 2 NSG commandos have to share the ultimate sacrifice of their life. But the point is that is the kind of training they have been put through. So that they are prepared for a VUCA world. Commandos are prepared for a VUCA world. Situations where you need to adapt continuously. So that means the kind of changes are required from the education system. We need to prepare commandos instead of policemen. So that means it requires a lot of changes, right? And that's not going to come easy. That requires we are going to transform the system. And let us look at first let us look at the preparation. Every engineering student is spending 8 semesters, 6 theory paper plus 2 labs plus a project at the in his 7th or 8th semester. So this is how he is prepared. At the end of the course, he get a degree certificate, of course, with the grade sheets. So if you really look at the evidence, he can show it to anybody in an interview panel is that the graduation degree certificate. That is the only evidence he can show. Maybe he can share his project report, right? Maybe some student who are studious may share some certificates in sports, extracurricular activities. participating in competitions, challenges, things like that. But that is okay for the past, but that is not okay for the future. So that means, no, we need some changes in the preparation. Let us also look at the opportunities. Where is the future job? What kind of future jobs are being, which are going to come? You will be surprised. I have been part of industry for last 27 years, but it's very difficult. 20 years back, it is very easy to predict what will happen in the next 2-3 years. Accordingly, I can plan. But it's very difficult to predict. If I'm able to predict the next 3 months, I'm reasonably successful. To that extent only we do the planning now. But no, we have long range plans, we have annual plans, we have half yearly plans, and quarterly plans. All these things have gone for dustbins. This is no more useful. It's a waste of time. So we are only now preparing for the next quarter. That's all. To that extent only our preparation is this thing. So therefore, two things. One is the preparation and the opportunity. If you look at artificial intelligence is going to, make many people redundant. Many people are going to lose job. That is the nature of technology. Every new technology will, move or, eliminate certain jobs and bring certain new jobs. If you take printing press, when this was introduced in 1450, right? There were monks working in mud and monasteries. There are two jobs for this monk. One is they need to take copies of the books. Then they need to teach the students. Okay, this is the two jobs of the monks those days. But when printing press came, the job of taking the copy, basically you need to take a copy. Basically, you need to write line by line, word by word, a textbook, a religious textbook, medicine book actually, or astronomy or mathematics, whatever it is, needs to be taken word by word. You need to take a copy of that. But printing press eliminated that job entirely. That is not the only thing. In 1700 and 1800, many scientific invention led to steam engines, industrial revolution. Right? When tractors came, all those farmers using bullock cart and plow have to be replaced. Right? That means every new technology has removed certain jobs, but it also produced some new jobs. What jobs it produced actually? When tractors came, we need drivers for those tractors. We need mechanics for those tractors. We need designers for those tractors. We need manufacturing engineers for those tractors. Okay. So this is very, very critical. Every new technology comes with loss of some jobs. Major disruption is expected, but it is also going to bring some new jobs. If you don't understand this, then we can only we'll be surprised when new jobs are created and we are not able to make use of those new jobs, and maybe we will be a victim and we can only cry. Okay, that means the future opportunity as far as the job market is concerned is going to be from artificial intelligence, blockchain, and hello. Thank you. So the future jobs are going to be created in artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, blockchain, and cyber security or physical security. All these things are going to come up. But how much our curriculum is ready for these changes? You will be surprised. There is only one profession in the world. Only one profession in the world. You take medicine. At undergraduate level, there is no specialization. You take law. At undergraduate level, there is no specialization. A doctor at undergraduate level, at MPBS level, we don't call him a, what do you call, a dermatologist or a cardiologist or an ophthalmologist. He's called only a doctor. He can do a basic surgery. He can do a basic medicine. That's all. A lawyer doesn't specialize in criminal law or civil law at undergraduate level. He can practice, but that's different. A chartered accountant doesn't, specialize at undergraduate level. But the only profession which specializes at undergraduate level is only engineering. This is very unfortunate. Why this is very unfortunate? Because students who just pass out from school after 12 years of education need to choose a field of study. It may be relevant to his interest or values, or it may meet his attitude. I really don't know. But the point is, he has to take a decision. And that is, when he is 17 or 18 years old, you need to take a decision which is going to, decide his future for next 40 years. And please appreciate the way the technology is going to come in the next 5 years. Nobody can predict what is going to happen. In such a scenario, even when industries are struggling, there is a McKinsey report which says if all companies are not going to adopt to artificial intelligence in the next 5 years, those companies will become history. Only 30% of the companies, as per McKinsey, says that they are ready for this migration. That means what will happen to the balance 70% of the companies? And what about the small and medium industries? All right. So therefore, when the industries are struggling to predict the future, where is the question of an young, an 18-year-old deciding about the future? So we must only prepare students a little bit of mechanical engineering, little bit of electrical engineering, a little bit of control engineering, a little bit of programming, right? This is how we have to prepare our young graduates. But then, that's an ideal state, but we are not there. That requires a lot of changes from University Grants Commission, All India Council for Technical Education, this GENTU, and there are many agencies are involved. Too many agencies are involved actually, right? So therefore, that's going to be a little difficult. But then, instead of blaming, we can take some proactive action. That means we need to prepare our students and for those jobs which are going to be created in the next 5 years. So if the preparation meets the opportunity, that is called a luck in my definition. So there must be preparation, there must also be opportunity. So when these two matches, that means that boy can tell he got a job. He's lucky. Good. Let us go to the next slide. What it is going to take to be job ready? There are 4 levels. The lowest level is the competency. The next level is the experience. The third level is the portfolio. And the fourth level is the job. And if you look at the current education system, as I already told you, it is 8 semester, and there are about 6 average, 6 theory paper plus 2 labs and 1 project. So this is how it is structured. So in kind of the way the entire education system in India is if you talk about Bloom's taxonomy, it is at a very low level. We will discuss about this little later. Right? If you look at the competency is not only about knowledge. Competency is also about skills. Competency is also about attitude. So we will discuss in detail about competency a little later. Let's look at the experience. The experience is that to get a job you need experience. To get experience you need a job. So this is a kind of a chicken and egg story. Which came first, right? So the graduates of the future are expected to graduate with experience. They cannot tell, I was in an educational institution. I got only, I only got prepared in the theory, but I have no idea about the practice. Then, I'm sorry, he's not likely to get a job. So that means every graduate of the future must graduate with the experience, right? Apart from his degree certificate, he must also have necessary skills and attitude. And it is, he might have got the experience, but we also need evidence. That's where the portfolio comes. There must be evidence. A degree certificate is an evidence, but that's okay in the past, but that's not okay in the future. Okay, the future portfolios could be possibly a video about what I have done to claim that I got experience, a report, all right, or a prototype, or a website where my work is cited or quoted, or some certificates, or some prizes, awards, a publication in technical paper, peer-reviewed technical journals. These are all possibly could be claimed as portfolio. The more you have, your chances goes up. You can get a better job. So please understand, competency, experience, portfolio will get you job ready, right? Only with the degree certificate and a project report is not sufficient anymore. So you need to appreciate this. So this is the future of education. An education which can deliver competency, experience, portfolio, and job. Where did I got these three elements? This competency, experience, and portfolio. There was a fantastic study done by professional societies like American Society of Mechanical Engineers, Society for Automotive Engineers, Federation of International Automotive Association, FISITA, and IEEE. There are multiple agencies have done deep thought into this. And ASME came in the year 2008, a report, Vision 2030. This report is available in the public domain. You can just go and type in the Google text search, ASME Vision 2030. This is a 100+ page report. Just to look at that report. I'm not going to discuss the entire report for want of time, but I can share you some 2 or 3 things. If a graduate in future needs to get a job, the report says 34, basically 3-4 competencies are required. The number one competency, is gaining practical experience. That is the number one competency in that report. The number 2 is communication skills. Number 3 is applying systems thinking. And number 4 is using codes and standards. And number 5 is applying critical and creative thinking for solving problems. And the number 6 is project management. I can go on, the list is long. It is 34. But the top 6 is very, very important. These 6 competencies are very important. Gaining practical experience, developing communication skill, applying systems thinking, using codes and standards, creative and critical thinking, and project management. These 6 are very, very critical as per ASME report, and that is also validated by IEEE, SAE, FISITA. And this is the only reason most of the students, basically when they graduate, they are not able to get job. So therefore, the educational reforms must address these things, these 6 items. And how did they came to this conclusion? It was a survey. Some 4,800 people participated in these surveys. 400 of them happened to be the heads of the departments and deans from US, leading universities from 400 universities from US actually. And balance 4,400 people were from industry, and some of them have experience less than 3 years, and some of them have experienced more than 20 years. So basically, these 4,800 people came with their document, that 100+ document, and that says these 6 competencies are required. So therefore, we need to prepare our graduates, basically our student engineers, to be job ready from day one. That must be the mission of any educational institution. So let us now go to and try to understand what is competency. If you look at competency, Wilhelm Humboldt said, this is in 1700. He said, yeah, the competency, the definition for competency, he said that ability to act, actually, ability to act. That is the first requirement. The second requirement is basically can make decisions independently. So two important things, ability to act and make independent decisions. And you happen to be a professional, then ability to act professionally and make decisions professionally, basically independent. Of course, we work in a team in industry, but still these two are the definition or requirements for competence. From the word competence came the competency, right? So now if you really look at, like in India, okay, in India, what do you call, we have what do you call, different occupation for different people. It is assigned. But in Germany, a similar system was there. Many people don't know. It is called guild. This is called crafts and skills guild. And there is around 400 professions, occupations, and vocations have guild. And these guild prepare people for a vocation or for a profession. So therefore, in Germany, they talk about competency. Okay, that is the currency. All right. So therefore, competency involves three elements: knowledge, skill, and attitude. The current education system is only addressing the knowledge component of them. Right. If you look at, we have more theory than what is required. A typical German student only studied 12 subjects in his undergraduate education, which is only 7 semesters. In India, we study 8 semesters. In these 8 semesters, approximately anywhere between 38 and 44 theory papers an Indian student is studying. I don't know why so many papers are there. At least in mechanical engineering, I know. Okay, in the first year physics, he studies thermodynamics. In third semester, he studies a course called thermodynamics. In the first semester, he studies thermodynamics as a part of physics. In third semester, that's an independent subject. That's a course, a 3-credit course. Then he studies a subject called heat and mass transfer. Then he studies, IC engines. Then he studies another subject called an automotive engine. Then he studies a subject called 2-stroke engine, 4-stroke engine, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Please understand, all these things talks about thermodynamics. That is the only subject in Germany, right? I don't know the time. I got only 1 hour. So therefore, I can discuss about this in every branch of engineering. Such redundancies are there, not required. Okay. So we need theory, as Dr. Radhika shared. We need subject, but this subject needs to be applied. Right? You take a washing machine in your home. That washing machine cannot be designed, built, or tested, or sold to you without involving people from mechanical, electrical, control, and programming experiences. Of course, actually, if you go to IDEO, one of the largest design firms in the world, they say we need psychologists, we need anthropologists. We also need, linguists, actually, right? So that means multiple competencies or disciplines are involved. So how do you say I can only prepare an engineer to design the mechanical components? That doesn't make sense at all. So therefore, we need to prepare engineers who can solve problems in a product, a small product like a mobile phone, a washing machine, an induction stove, or a microwave oven, or a self-driving car. This is the future. A future where disciplines are slowly converging. 20 years back, people talked about ICT, information and communication, I know what you call convergence. It's already perfectly converged today. You cannot differentiate between information and communication anymore. So the future is going to be the convergence of all the fields of engineering, right? Then only a student basically when he becomes a graduate can address or solve industry's problem, right? So therefore we need knowledge, we need skill, we need attitude. When we talk about skill, we need theory, and we also need practice, right? And this theory must be followed with the motivation, and then practice, and then with the feedback. That means to develop skill, you need 4 elements: theory, motivation, practice, and skill. Now, if we are going to only give theory, and if there is less practice and less feedback and less motivation, that means that particular student or graduate is not fully prepared. It is to be completely prepared. Basically, I call it as mastery, right? In German system, there is a concept called Meister. Meister means a rough translation in English is master. It's called a master craftsman. That means he must master the subject actually. All right, then he can claim he got a skill. Then comes the attitude. A student can be an optimist, or he can be a pessimist, or he can be a realist, or he can be a physicist, or he can be a chemist. If I got a glass of water, if the glass of water has only half full, that optimist will say it is half filled with water. The pessimist will say it is half empty. The realist will say it is, it has water. And the physicist will tell there is a liquid and there is a gas. The chemist will say it is atoms and molecules. I can go on, but that's not the point. The point is that we need people to be realistic. Okay, there is no need for optimist or to be pessimistic about that, because today we get a problem like this. Companies ask me, okay, you now sell the water, because I got a glass of water which is only half full. So companies ask me to sell the water. That is my product and service. Okay, that is one type of company. There is another type of company which sells that half empty space is there. No, you sell that. That means I must be a realist. Then only I can make use of these 2 opportunities presented to me. All right. Being an optimist or pessimist is not good enough. Being a realist is a better, to be in a better situation. So therefore, if you look at the competency involves knowledge and skill and attitude. So when you have the competency, what is likely to happen? 1, the amount of supervision required to manage you will be less. 2, you will perform better than others. So these 2 are important actually. Companies value this. Okay, the amount of supervision required to manage you needs to be less, and you need to deliver more. That is possible only if you are competency. Now, what is the need of the industry? If you look at the industry, okay, industry always want to grow. We want to grow by bringing in new products, by introducing new processes, and we want to buy and sell companies, organizations. So there is a constant change. That is why I said it is a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, chaotic, right? And in such a kind of situation, you need to adapt quickly. You need to think on your feet. You must be agile. Then only you can, accept change as normal. Because we are all used to constants. We are all not used to variables. Whenever there is some change, there is a fear. Because of that fear, we are worried, anxious. But then we must accept the change, and rather we must embrace change. Then only we can make progress. All right? And these changes in products and process and organizations results in some kind of problem. These problems are related to technical, or related to resources, or related to culture. Let us take a company like WAPCO. Like 20 years back, this company name is called Sundaram Clayton. It is part of TVS Group. It has some culture. Then this company was taken over by a company called WAPCO. This company is based out of Germany. Okay, many things needs to be changed in Sundaram Clayton. Cultural change, technical change, resource change. Then recently, just a year back, that company was taken over by TRW. Okay, that means no another cultural change. So these are all part of the game. Part of that game. Therefore, the industry needs people capable of solving problems. There are 4 types of problems: troubleshooting problem, gap to standard problem, target setting problem, and innovation problems. The future graduates are expected to solve all these 4 types of problems. If they're not able to address these 4 problems, okay, in the industry, they cannot get a job or they cannot get promotion. So therefore, we need to prepare the graduates both for the job and for the life. The life called basically, which has 2 components, basically a quantity part and a quality part. And if you look at the problem solving, in the past, actually, it is like this. There is an industry and there is an institution or a college. In college, we solve theoretical problems. There are theoretical solutions. There is an equation, and there are some constants and variables in that equation, and the values for those variables and constant is given. I need to substitute those constants and the values in that equation, basically plug in and get an answer. That's a theoretical solution. Right? These problems are called closed-ended problems. But in an industry, we don't solve closed-ended problems. We solve open-ended problems. These problems are practical, and they need practical solution. So therefore, the past, we might have taught them theoretical problem and theoretical solutions, how to get this. But if you take about the future, right? If you take about the future, Venkat, is the slides are changing? Professor Venkateshwar Reddy, is the slides are changing? Okay, because he has sent a message, the slides are not changing. Okay, so the future is going to be more and more of open-ended problems. Therefore, we need to prepare our students for solving open-ended problems. And if failure to solve open-ended problems can lead to what do you call an unemployment or underemployment. Okay, so this is a consequence we may have. And
yes, sir. Yes. Slides are changing, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay, so therefore, we need to prepare our students for solving open-ended problems. Okay, that means we need to identify those problems first. Then we must come with the strategies to solve those problems. Okay, but the point is, if we are not going to prepare our students to solve open-ended problems, okay, maybe they are not they cannot be placed in industry. Okay, so that will be the consequence. Okay, let us look at the innovation. There are 4 cars here. The car number 1 is a Model T. This is a car from Ford. Look at that car. It looks more like a horse carriage. This car was launched by Ford Motor Company in the year 1905. Okay. Look at the second car, the car number 2. This car is Model A, again launched by Ford, one of the largest selling cars in the world at that time. This is better than the car number 1. There were some changes, right? There were some changes. Okay, these changes can be called as innovation, some improvements between car number 1 and car number 2. In terms of geometry, in terms of function, in terms of what you call materials, or in terms of manufacturing or assembly, or in terms of maintenance, you can see a lot of difference between car number 1 and 2. You look at the car number 3. This was Ford Mustang introduced in the year 1969. One of the largest selling cars in 1969. This came from Ford. Car number 2 and the car number 3 are not same. There were many features. You could see that the car number 3 was aerodynamically a better car. It consumed less fuel when compared to car number 2. More innovation. Look at car number 4. This is a Tesla Model 3. This is an electric car, not a fossil fuel driven car. Right? This is the future. My dear friends, these 4 slides tells you what is an innovation. This innovation, you look at car number 1 and you look at a typical horse carriage, there is not much of a difference except that the propulsion, instead of a horse, there is an engine. That's all. But we have moved from those days to electric propulsion today. And this is viable now. This is desirable now. Right? And this is also appreciated by the market, actually. There is a technical feasibility. All right? So therefore, the future is about innovation. Let us look at a country like India. All these 70 years after our independence, we were depending on countries like America, Germany, Japan, or Korea to bring cars to India. Right? But then we need to design future cars in India. To do that, actually, we must prepare our engineers for that kind of a future. The current curriculum is not able to do that. But then the future curriculum, this is what is expected. Because India is seen as one of the largest markets. By 2050, India is expected to be the world's largest economy. A largest economy cannot import technology. A small country like Israel, every year is exporting technologies worth close to about 500 billion US dollar. India could export only 1 to 1.5 billion. That means we need to come with, kind of 500 times better than Israel. Right? That requires innovation. That requires problem solving. This is possible provided we prepare them. Innovation can improve our quality of life. Okay, I don't have the time to share how innovation affects our everyday life. But the point is that innovation improves our quality of life. No question about that. Let us look at the Bloom's taxonomy. The current education system is addressing only the lower order thinking skills. Remember, understand, and apply. A student can pick up last 10 years question paper, whether it is at a 10th standard level or at the intermediate level or at college level. Can take the last 10 years question paper. If he can solve only those 10 years question paper, he can get more than 90%. That's our examination system. Okay, our current system is only producing or preparing our students for the exams. We need to move from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. We need our future graduates to solve industry's problem, to come with the innovations which will, which will bring more wealth to this country. That is only possible if we can address our curriculum in a serious way, fundamental way. Okay, we need to change the way we deliver basically our teaching and learning process. Right, we have a very good, efficient Macaulay education system, which is based on instruct and demonstrate. A lecturer will come to a classroom, will give lecture for 50 minutes. That is the Macaulay education system. Our traditional or ancient education system is not like this. Our traditional education system is based on observe and discover. That is why we could rule the world for 1700 years. Till 1700, we were ruling the world in terms of wealth. But we lost those wealth after the education system was tampered with. So therefore, we need to go for a hybrid model where we will have instruct and demonstrate, observe and discover. And slowly we need to move towards a hybrid model. If we are not going to do this, then our future graduates will only solve closed-end problems and they cannot be innovative. Because innovation requires two important elements: the creativity and imagination. Okay, and the creativity comes from the curiosity. Today, the lecturer gives 50 minutes of lecture and all the students are expected to listen to the lecture. Somebody is engaged, somebody is not engaged. That is not the problem. The problem is that I will deliver 50 minutes of lecture and you need to listen. That's it. And students can ask questions, professor will answer. We need to move away from this actually. Today, technology supports that we can record those lectures and we can deliver those lectures through asynchronous mode, not in a synchronous mode. Post-COVID, this is the model we will be adopting more and more. So therefore, the lectures is what students should watch in their homes. That means the classwork has to be moved to the home and the homework needs to be moved to the class. This is, we call it as flipping. The lecture must be recorded as a video, must be available to the student any time, for any number of time. What is any time? 24/7. Any number of times. If I don't understand a concept, I must have an option of running the same video 60 times. No lecturer can do this in the classroom. But whereas if it is a video, we can do that. So that will help the students. Because not all students are same. We need a differentiated learning. Because each student, it is not a 100-meter race to be completed in 9.87 seconds. Okay, every student must take his own time to master the subjects. That's possible. We can give this option to the students. Then what we will do in the classroom? We expect the faculty to work with the students to solve problems, different problems, industry's problems, apply innovation in all products, come with the solutions which will make us a great nation. That is possible with higher order thinking skills, and we need to move towards higher order thinking skills as soon as possible. If not, we have not already done it. Right? And let us move to the next slide. The practical experience can be gained only with more and more projects. In the classroom, students must be allowed to do more and more projects. Projects which engages the student. In a classroom, the faculty delivers the lecture. That means he must be 100% attentive. But the student need not be attentive. He can listen to the lecture or he can be physically there. But when he is going to do physically certain activities in the classroom, that means he must be 100% available. He cannot think about a movie in the classroom. He has to think about the present. So we need to change our curriculum whereby students can do more projects instead of one project. This is already implemented. There is a college named Olin Engineering College in the United States of America. This college is rated as one of the world's best engineering college by Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Stanford University. There is another 100-page report. If anybody wants you, I can share that report. This college has already implemented 6 to 8 projects per semester. Per semester. That means in 8 semesters, students will complete between 48 and 64 projects in the classroom. The roles of the students are clearly defined, deliverables are clearly defined, and there is a feedback from the industry for these projects. That means you will get practical experience in the classroom. This is what the future education system is going to look like. So therefore, instead of doing only one project for 8 semesters, we will make sure our students are going to do as many projects as possible based on resource and time permits. Right? So therefore, we must make this happen. Then only our students, the current students, will be job ready when they graduate. My dear friends, we need confidence. The confidence comes from gaining practical experience. That practical experience is going to come from 2 areas. One is the level of the problem or level of engagement, and engagement exposure at what level. Let us look at the level. A student, if he's going to work on the curriculum, he's only working at the classroom or department level. He's participating in some extracurricular activities, sports and extracurricular activities only at college level. He's competing at the state level or national level or international level. His experience is completely different. A Sindhu become a world champion not by playing only within Hyderabad. A Sindhu becomes a world champion once she starts playing at different circuits. Then only she becomes a world number 1. So all our students must participate in events at global level, not at class or department level. So that is the level of engagement. And the exposure of the engagement is students must be exposed to competitions, contests, hackathons, and challenges. There are some fantastic challenges. If you look at the the United Nations website, there are 2 types of challenges. One is, it is called Millennium Development Goals. Subsequently, it is in 2016, it is redefined as Sustainable Development Goals. And there are 14 Sustainable Development Goals. And National Academy of Engineers in US adopted this, and they come with the engineering challenges, okay, which will significantly impact the human civilization on this planet. They have identified, and there are 14 engineering challenges, right? And students must be exposed to these challenges at this level. Then they will gain more confidence. It is not the skill which determine PV Sindhu to become a world number one. It is the confidence she displays in the court. Therefore, all our graduates must have confidence. That confidence comes from competency, ability to act professionally, think independently, working on as many projects as possible, which gives practical experience. So these two at international level solving grand challenges, right? That gives confidence. Then, we also need evidence like a video, a report, or a prototype, or a citation in a website, certificates, prize money, award, publication of technical paper in peer-reviewed journal. These are all evidence to have a portfolio. When a student from MLRIT in his future interview goes with these things, he will definitely get a job of his choice. He will not get underemployed. He will not be an unemployed graduate. He will be an employed graduate, and he has the necessary competency, experience when he graduates. So this will make him to our fundamental requirement or the mission that is called the job ready. So how does MLRIT helps you to become job ready? They are making a lot of changes. Okay, I have been interacting with them for the last 4 years, and personally I have been interacting with them at a different level. So my understanding is some of these, which I'm discussing right now with you, they have already implemented or they are in the process of implementing. That means your son or daughter who's joining the institute today, they will get the benefit of this. And that is already vouched by students who are in the final year or third year or in the second year. The current, the batch of students who are already there. As I said, we are trying to come with a complementary curriculum, because the regular curriculum is very rigid, because it is decided by All India Council of Technical Education, University Grants Commission, universities which give autonomous status to the MLRIT, and very many factors actually, which there is some influence is there in MLRIT, but much cannot be influenced by MLRIT. Right? So therefore, we have to come with a complementary curriculum. That complementary curriculum addresses some of the gaps in the current education system. Therefore, as we move forward, many of the things which I'm discussing or discussed with you right now will be implemented, because these are all profound changes, requires deep thinking. We cannot do experiments with the young students. We need to run a pilot, test it, get feedback, and we need to also see whether our faculties can adapt to this actually. In fact, we are doing certain programs for faculties of MLRIT to prepare them for this kind of a scenario. Right. So you can be assured that MLRIT is moving in the right direction. But by being part of this institute, you have done the right thing. So let me all congratulate you, both the students and parents, for choosing your right institute. So I just want to say only one thing. There is a lot of gold in the dust on the street. But to extract that gold, you require or you need to spend a lot of money and effort. But when you mine the gold from, let's say, a gold mine, that means the effort and money required to extract the gold is less. Right? So therefore, we need not go and search for gold in the street dust. Actually, there are already gold mine. Only thing, we need to identify where the gold mine is, and we need to be there to extract that gold. right? So what the students are expected to do? Two things actually. When you need to be job ready when you graduate, basically graduate with the experience requires you to go on a self-directed learning mode, right? So towards the direction, you need to get yourself adapted, because future is going to be more and more volatile, uncertain, and chaotic. So that means you need to adapt a lot actually. You cannot expect the way they have spoon fed in your intermediate or in your school or college, junior college. That's not okay in future. You need to be self-directed. So what is expected from the faculty? They need to adopt actually the teaching methods actually, because the current that instruct and demonstrate has served its purpose, but we also need to bring observe and discover. So this is not going to be easy, but then this is the future. We must be technically savvy to use the latest technologies, so that we can touch with more and more students actually. Today, if one faculty is going to spend 1 minute with one student every day, okay, if there are some 7 hours, that student will be touched only 7 minutes, okay. But then that faculty cannot give lecture because there are 60 students in a classroom. So 50 minutes, 1 minute per student, all time gone, only interacting with the students. So if we can move the lecture to offline, basically a video, and then we interact with the students, try to understand the students' needs and expectations, motivate them, make them practice, give them feedback immediately. This helps the students to build skills. Then we can say they will be independent thinkers and they will be independent doers, right? So that is the change or adaptation required from the faculty. What is the expected from the parents? See, the future is not very gloom. Okay, today because of COVID or industry recession, engineering is not as attractive as 10-15 years back. But unfortunately, this is only temporary. But the future for engineering is great. Why? Because we are a developing country with 1 billion plus people. This is a huge market. We need products, services, and systems for this country. Not only for our country, we also need to export. Right. So this is only possible. If you are friendly with your son and daughter. Try to understand what their problems are, motivate them. What is the prevailing conditions of today is not going to last forever. This pandemic will go. This recession will go. But then there is a future. And we need to prepare for that future. That is the most important thing. That is the only thing that will help the current batch of students to get a job and prepare them for life. If we are going to be worried about the current situations, that means we are losing our present as well as our future. So let us invest our time, resources, and our money on that which going to make the largest impact. The only investment you have, your children, right? You support them, you motivate them, but be friendly with them. That is the only thing you are expected to do. Thank you, friends. Wish you good luck, all the best to my student friends and to those all parents for choosing MLRIT. Wish you good luck, all the best. I'm now open for questions on this topic, fit for future from day one.
So, any queries about the future readiness, okay, career guidance and all, you can ask now. Or even about MLRIT also, you can ask any doubts. Vinay, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Shanmugam sir, for a wonderful talk. Like the words that really impacted us were identify where the gold mine is and go there, not to think what where the gold mines are. And you mentioned, and I'm sure, and I'm sure all the parents are also understood the point that they need to invest the time, money, and energy on the resources which will make the future better. And in the beginning, you mentioned absolutely a very important point, sir, that there is underemployment, not about unemployment. So, various hierarchies you have discussed, and I'm sure students have understood, and also the viewers who have viewed this have understood that competition is global today and the world is changing fast. The education system must address all the needs, and we need to prepare the commanders. Yes, absolutely. And for that, 6 competencies you have discussed with us, which are very important and critical for us. And also, one very important point that all the viewers must understand is that the disciplines are now converging. And with that only, all the things, like we cannot talk about only artificial intelligence and machine learning as a separate course, but it needs to be with, let's say, electrical, electronics, or let's say mechanical branches. And to address all these things, how the curriculum needs to be changed, and in that direction, how MLRIT is moving is also addressed by you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us and talking to all the viewers on making themselves fit for future from day one. And as I mentioned, let's go invent tomorrow instead of worrying what happened yesterday. I now request our Professor HOD for Mechanical Engineering, Professor Venkateshwar Reddy Garu, to take up few questions so that if there are any queries that can be answered by anyone of can be directly by Professor Shanmugam sir. Over to you, Venkateshwar Reddy sir.
Okay, ma'am. Here is a question by Mir Siddiq Ali. Can you please share about Mission 2030 and challenges takeover by American institutions for future?
Venkat, is this the question to me?
Yes, sir. In chat box, there is a question by Mir Siddiq Ali, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. Okay.
Can you please share about Mission 2030 and challenges takeover by American institutions for future?
Okay, the problem is same both in India and America today. There is a Harvard Business Review report which says only 35% of the graduates in United States of America land up in a job after, on graduation. Another 31% of the student, it takes roughly 6 to 9 months to prepare for the job market. That means at least on data we are saying. Okay, but if you look at the competency, if you look at the experience, if you look at the portfolio, in all these parameters, both India and America are same. Okay, even now, the most of the American universities are working. Only they are bringing in more and more of what you call this project-based learning and problem-based learning. One example I already shared with you. This is Olin Engineering College, rated as world's #1 engineering college. And there is another what you call college. It is École National Polytechnic Institute in Paris. And they have very recently come with a course, actually. It's called General Engineering. And this is a 100-credit course. And in this course, actually, they have something like 100 hours per credit. To earn that 1 credit, you need to spend 100 hours. And out of which, 25% is only contact hours, 75% is non-contact hours. And 100 credits, 100 hours per credit, that is roughly translating to 10,000 hours. right? This is a course which is recently launched in this university, right? That means a lot of universities across the world are now seeing this is the future, right? That means no, the changes are happening. The changes are what do you call? If it is a university system, uh, some we can change, but still we are governed by University Grant Commission, right? AICT. So therefore, the room for what do you call changes is not what do you call is not, there is not much of freedom available for an educational institution to bring in these changes, make their graduates what do you call job ready, because there are a lot of constraints in the current system in India. But that challenge is not there in US actually. Of course, there is ABET, but then ABET only broadly prescribes, and ABET is heavily influenced by National Academy of Engineers. In all the ABET criteria is revised now. There is something called what do you call employability criteria 2000, which is the latest what do you call ABET criteria. If you look at those ABET criteria, right, there are whatever ASME said, IEEE said is getting implemented. That means US engineering education is going to change, but don't think it's going to change just tomorrow morning. No, that's not going to change like that. It is going to change slowly. But most of the universities have come with a complementary curriculum. That means there is a regular curriculum because we have certain compliances to make with. There is a complementary curriculum where we got a lot of freedom, especially with autonomous institution can do that. That's what MLRIT is trying to do now, right? So therefore, let us not worry about what is happening in America. Let us worry about what is happening right now in Hyderabad, because that's going to impact us seriously. And let us know what do you call try to what do you call invest our time on this actually, because that can produce the results which are productive, with which we can all be proud of, let's say 10 years from today. Venkat, I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir. There is a question from Vinay Dev.
Yeah.
So in the chat box, sir, I think you know about ESBI concept, where why every faculty or best speakers will encourage for to do employment. Why not self-employment or move to business or investors? How we can go through it?
Okay, there is one major challenge here in India. Culturally, we are because everybody wants to first to go to a government job. If no government job is available, then they want to go to the best private company. If they are not able to get a private job, then they go to the private company. If nothing works out, then they become self-employed, because that is the comment my father what do you call told me when I wanted to become an entrepreneur. This is cultural, because our culture is not risk-taking culture. Let us look at Technion University in Israel. And this Technion University is the foundation of Israel's technology export. And where does that university is able to what do you call do so many things in so many different areas? How come they could do or come with so many innovation? And you will be surprised actually. In Israel, every boy and girl at I don't know what exactly it is, 18 or 20, I don't know, but they have to do a military service for 2 years. I think it is 19 or 20. So let us not worry about the age. So every medically fit boy or girl should do 2 years of military service. And this is a very rigorous service. Actually, they go through a regular military training. Then subsequently, they are posted in the actual border, and they have to spend their of course they get stipend for the work they do as regular soldiers. So they are prepared more like a commando. So after 2 years, they come back to the education system. And when they come back to the education system, they have been shown the worst during the military training as well as the real life. Please understand, Israel is surrounded by so many hostile countries. They have challenges every minute by minute, every hour by hour. Therefore, so they are coming into the education system. Now, what they can do is they have some very important experience like teamwork, applying critical and creative thinking, because it is between life and death in military. And they must be problem solvers, right? So all these things are taught in the military and they are applied every day, every hour, every minute. And when they come back to their education system helps them, resulting in, you will be surprised, Tel Aviv is the world's largest startup capital. And 80% of those startup companies, the graduates are from Technion, Israel. Okay, Technion from Israel. Okay, so this is possible because a combination of factors, the military service plus what you call that risk. Actually, I'm not telling you to what you call you must consider risk, but there is something called a calculated risk and what you call jumping into a well without knowing what this well is all about. So therefore, a calculated risk, I call it as a good risk, because I am one of the proponents of design failure mode effect analysis. In everything we do in our life, there is a chance, there is a probability of failure. So only two things we can do. Either we can eliminate that risk or we can minimize the effect of that risk actually. So when the first one is not possible, we must go for the second one. So in our culture, not many choose entrepreneurship. In fact, SAE, we are conducting a competition. MLRIT has an innovation center, and there is an Atal Innovation Lab from the central government. I am also part of in Telangana, in Hyderabad. There is one, a startup. This thing ecosystem is there. I am part of that ecosystem. But in spite of all these things, the people I'm seeing again and again and again, only few. I'm not seeing new people. And in our education system, we must provide a safe opportunity for our students to fail. Because if you don't fail, you don't know certain things in life. You need to fail. And when I say fail, you must fail safely. Right? So that's why it's very important we build a culture where risk taking is encouraged. And if there are people, I'm willing to support them, mentor them, guide them to become good entrepreneurs. Venkat, I hope I answered that question. Venkat? Venkat, do you hear me?
Thank you very much, Professor Shanmugam sir, for taking a valuable time and talking to all our viewers on how to start their journey of engineering with computer from day one. So I thank all the viewers who have joined us for this talk and wishing you all the best for all your future endeavors. And there's one small announcement for all those who are yet on live. There is one announcement that yes, students who wish to register for this online student induction program, which is offered by AICTE, is displayed over here. You can just check this. So schedule is from 8th till 30th of November. It goes in English language. And from 16th till 20th November, student induction program part 2, which is again offered by AICTE. You all can register for this particular program, and the registration link is provided herewith. So you must all register for this particular student induction program. And as I mentioned, we will be sharing this link in our college website, www.mlrit.ac.in. mlrinstitutions.ac.in. And for the student induction program, the attendance as well the assignments are must. And while registering, when you are registering, it is asking for the college name in full, and our college is MLR, Institute of Technology. And the permanent ID of this institute is 1-2506984. This is for every one of you. Please kindly make a note of this. Again, as I mentioned, this information will be shared in our website. And then there are 9 modules which you need to cover in this SIP. You can understand like universal human values, physical health and related activities. Then we'll have some lectures by eminent personalities, literature, literary activities, creative practices, and there are many things that happen in this student induction program, which is in the online mode. So I suggest every one of you please join this student induction program. As I mentioned, 8th to 20th of November. So thank you all once again for being with us. We are winding up this program.